I take it very personally when a scientist comes to me and tells me that the earth is warming up, that there is global warming, that the oceans are going to rise and they're going to destroy mankind. Solomon, Jeremiah, and Job all tell us that there are precise boundaries that the ocean can't come past. So do I believe the scientist or do I believe God? I'm going to choose God every time. I want to share this with you. It's recently been discovered that gravity around the world is not equal. And this makes sense because where there's more mass, you would see that there is more gravity. So Jupiter has more of a pull than Mars. Well, it makes sense that the Himalayas would have more pull than the Appalachian Mountains. Well, what about in the oceans where there are trenches and troughs? Well, it is noted that the exact same thing is happening. Some places out in the ocean have more gravity and some places have less gravity. And because of that, water actually piles up in some places and actually shallows out in other places. The variation is up to 100 meters in distance. Now, this is why I love the Bible. The Bible tells us in Psalm 33:7, God says, I gather the waters together and I heap them up. That's exactly what we find. In the heavy gravitational areas in the ocean, the water is taller. And in the places where the gravity is less, the water is more shallow. Now, one of the things about hearing that the glaciers are melting and that the ocean is rising is we think of, like in our tubs, if the water melts, that everything is distributed evenly and the water is eventually going to come up and go over the rim. But we find that the water doesn't even out across planet Earth. It actually heaps up in some places. And we find that that's at the command of God. So even if all the water does melt, God's going to heap it up. He's going to keep his promises. There's a boundary fixed. You can trust in the Lord, and you're always going to be pleasant in your heart, or you can worry yourself to death by trusting in scientists who average things out and then tell you that it's precise.